Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about the good and the bad of being a small point guard in NBA 2K20. In this video, we're here to talk about specifically the 2v2 court, so I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try to get this video to 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. You can see by the pregame intros of this one, the gameplay after this, we got 3 different gameplays. It's all double locks, you guys know the deal. When you hop on this 2v2 court, you're going to see lineups like this 90% of the time. Two-way slashing playmaker at the 1, glass clean lockdown at the 2. If you don't see this, it might even be two-way slashing playmakers. It might be a two-way slash playing a play glass. You guys know the deal. Or you'll even see like a two-way sharp featured in here somewhere. And that really is what you see at the 2, the red and green pie chart, but he's just a little bit taller. Anyway, you get the deal. Double locks. Obviously, it's hard to overcome. So the build that you see on the left of your screen is what the title's about, the good and the bad of being a small point guard in NBA 2K20. We got my boy Shot's top 5, I call him AK. He's on his offensive threat with sharp takeover, 6'1", playmaking and sharpshooting pie chart. Obviously something that's related to this for anybody who can resonate with it. You got the playmaking shot creator, where it's pretty much the same exact thing, just maybe a little bit more defense and less finishing. My boy AK right here, he has 1 defensive badge, no ratings besides perimeter defense and lateral quickness, and it's really just a glass cannon when it comes down to that. Now, we're here to talk about the good and the bad of it, and really where you struggle with this if you lack the stick skill. So, coming in at the 2, we got my finisher, slash takeover, legend, all that good stuff. Obviously, I got the finishing and defense pie chart at 6'9". So it's a pretty basic inside big man build, but it has a little bit more hybrid ability to it. You're going to see that in one of these gameplays where I kind of use my offensive ability. But for me to be running at the 2 spot, I don't really need to like flex my offensive ability too much because we have, like I said, a complete offensive threat at the 1. It really says it in the title. It's not very often you see titles that actually relate to what the build's good for, but my boy AK, his build is obviously an offensive threat. Now, this is where the good and the bad comes of it, right? When you struggle to get open in the pick and roll, and I'm playing as the inside big, there's not too much pick and pop game. Obviously, there's not too much room on the court. If we struggle to get him open or he mistimes his jump shots or anything, this build goes to complete trash. Obviously, if you can't dribble with this build or you can't time your jump shot with this build, it goes to complete trash. And there's the hop step that I was talking about where I flex my offensive ability a little bit. But anyway, this whole gameplay, you're going to see just rarely does the other team touch the ball. And this is where we're talking about the complete power of the offensive threat. Now, with all this said, like I said, you have to be a great player. You have to be able to do things like that. Now, a lot of times we talk about the whole screen versus ISO, which one takes more skill. I understand completely the whole debate, and we're not here to talk about that in this gameplay. But with all that said, the offensive threat, obviously with the playmaking and sharpshooting pie chart, why wouldn't you use screens? You're fast, you can shoot, you can, you're rarely looking to get to the hoop, so why would you ever, not use screens in that situation? Anyway, right there, nice little slip on the pick and roll. They get the full switch. My boy AK out here using his IQ as well, and that's another facet of the game of the offensive threat as well. You have to be nice with the sticks, and you have to be nice with the IQ. There's all types of things with this. I think the playmaking and sharpshooting pie chart is by far the most skill-based like point guard build, or really just build in general that you can make. Whether you're talking ISO, whether you're talking pick and roll, it doesn't matter. It requires a whole lot of skill to use this build because to unlock its full potential, you have to really be nice with the dribbling, you have to be nice with timing your jump shot. Obviously, you get bailed out a little bit more with the sharpshooting pie charts where you can make your whites pretty often, but that should be expected. We've talked about that on the channel a couple of days ago where we were kind of talking about how, not a pure lock should not have the same ability to hit whites as a PLAYSHARP should. So a lot of people were talking about how whites just in general shouldn't go in. Or there's been a lot of people on Twitter talking about that stuff too. And low key, I really want to break this one down for you guys. So I've seen a lot of, the wager content on streams and stuff where people are putting up these wagers on the series and stuff. I see a lot of PGs getting played like this where a lot of people are afraid of shooting their threes. However, the defenders, they all play like this. They all play underneath the screens and then just try to jump out to the point guard when he gets on the other side of the screen, because a lot of times they're one-dimensional like that. They hit the hezzy, they're like, okay, time to pull. Now, you can see my boy AK, he knows exactly what's going on right there. He overplays the defender, overplays, like, he went from playing really low, he tried to jump out and play the contest really high. That goes really unnoticed, but a lot of times if you notice that, you can beat them to the baseline super easy off that, and it's all give or take. Now, a lot of times you're gonna see in this gameplay that we rarely give the ball back, like rarely give the ball back, and you can see AK shoots the white right there. Again, that is part of the offensive threat. If you argue that build should not be able to hit whites, especially that close with 90 plus mid-range, and has the ability to get wide open on those, he's not shooting contested jump shots at that, and then obviously with sharp takeover you should be able to bang those too. Now, the good and the bad, obviously, right? We were talking about earlier on in the gameplay when he shoots the early or he can't get open. As soon as that happens, if they just strictly dominate him in the paint, there's nothing we can do about it. There's not anything I can do as far as the help goes. And you can see my boys out here just going crazy with it. And that's what this gameplay is about. I'm here to showcase what a true great offensive threat can do on this 2v2 court. And we won so many games. I'm talking, and I'm just going to rapid fire through these gameplays. So this one right here, there's not a lot of context to bring in a lineup like this, two-way finisher and paint beast. However, they're two locks. So you can see it's a pure lock at the 1, probably a slash lock like my build at the 2, but regardless, great defense. It doesn't matter because they didn't get the ball back. You can see my boy AK out here with the Black Air Force activity too. Low-key, he out here getting all the defensive attribute boosts off those shoes, man. But anyway, like I was saying, same exact lineup. You're going to see this in all 3 gameplays, and same exact outcome. You're going to see just straight offensive ability, pick and roll, shooting the wide open jump shots, greening everything that he takes, really. And then if they play too high on the screen, beat him to the baseline, just shoot the fades. If they help too far off of me, then I get easy rebounds. You guys have seen it in some of the series if you watch any of these, like, you know, these wagers. Like, for instance, with Annoying, right? Where he's out here doing these fades every single time. If the big jumps out like that, then it's easy rebound, or quote unquote, as a lot of y'all will say, free board. And it really is that. I mean, you know, the point guard's ability is to move fast and shoot really reliably. Now, I'm not gonna lie, some people more than others be shooting a whole lot of whites on those and really be getting bailed by the close fades rather than, you know, to be out here shooting wide open jump shots. But look at my boy out here just hitting all the quick stops and just, bro, I don't even have words for half of the moves that he does, if we're being real. But honestly, I know my stuff as far as like the dribble game goes, but it really is crazy what he's able to do. And like I was saying, I don't want to drive this point forward too many times, but really, if anybody hops on this build and isn't experienced in the game, you're not going to be good with it. It's just a simple fact. You cannot be good with a playmaking shot creator or an offensive threat if you're a noob to the game. It's really as easy as that. Now, you can say that with almost any build other than a post score. And with the two-way slashing playmaker, you have more control over what you do and don't shoot. You can really just force it to the paint. But for instance, with dudes like AK right there, you can see just beautiful use of the quick stop and just get off jump shots before the defense can really contest you. And if you don't know how to stop like that, if you're just hezzy made pretty much, where you're just always going to take step backs and do that to try and shoot like that right there, you're really just going to get boxed up. That cannot get jump shots off quick enough. And you can see right there, we were trying to set up the slip. You know, kind of ugly pick and roll set right here, but it is what it is. But my whole point is, if just anybody comes out here and tries to hop on this build, not only are they going to be so subpar when it comes to the offense, but you absolutely cannot play defense on this build, no matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your stick skill is. If you have bad interior defense rating, if you have bad perimeter defense rating, if you have bad anything, and you can see I take a horrible take right there. I was just holding it for the lob. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that off. Now I'm going to set up a little slip right here because we got the big man on AK, but then he just dices him up as well. I mean, like I said, it's not very easy to come out here and just do what he's doing. And with all that said, I do want to get back to the point that I was just getting at, where yes, even if you are a novice in the game, you can come out here and possibly try to do stuff like that, but you'll probably still be bad at offense. And then on top of that, your defense is going to get completely exposed because you don't have the ratings to do it in the first place. So what does this all come back to? Obviously, the meta in this game is two-way slashing playmaker at the 1, then another play lock at the 2, or, you know, to run a rim sharp at the 2 as well. You can play bad offense because you get bailed out by the fact that you have good defense. No matter how good your stick skill is on defense, you have to have defense in your build or else you can't play defense. And a lot of times in this game, all it takes is to miss time one jump shot with this build like AK has, and then boom, you're just done for. You can't defend anything as far as the hop steps go. You can't rely on getting a steal or a poke, you know, every single time that you give the ball up. But at the same time, your offense is out of this world. So then for the final gameplay, I lied to y'all. It's not 3 double locks, but it was 2 double locks. And now we have the pure playmaker at the 1 with the rim sharp at the 2. You get the deal though. I mean, it's always going to be ISO hop step, you know, just dominate the weak interior defender at the 1. And then if I switch on to the point guard and defend him in the ISO, they're just going to give it to the rim sharp. He's just going to post him up or maybe dominate AK on the rebounds. And so be it too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here complaining and calling people soft for, you know, attacking my low defense point guard instead of attacking me. That makes complete sense. However, when people come out here with double ISO PGs and stuff like that, it's really tough to defend because at that point, your weakest defender is all you have for defense. It doesn't matter how great my defense is. There's only so much I can do. I can't just drop off the corner every single time and, you know, just hope that Hall of Fame dimer and 10 shooting badges with 67 3-point rating just misses every single time. That just doesn't happen in this game. I can shoot with literally 50 3-pointer, and there's a lot of people who can shoot with 50 3-pointer. Now, when we do get on defense, we're doing stuff like this. This is the stuff that you do not do, all right? And that's what I'm talking about. Don't be settling for jump shots so easy when a dude like AK is on the court because it makes no sense to do so. And I apologize to y'all that I couldn't show, you know, AK getting exposed on the defense, because we really didn't run into anything like that the whole night. But we already know, and why we don't run twos too often is because obviously you can lose to anybody. I'm talking literally anybody when you run a lineup like this, because of, you know, reasons listed that I've said about 3 times now, where just AK having bad defense really lets you lose to anybody, and that's just the fact. Now, when it comes to this stuff right here, you know, when you play against the pure playmaker, obviously he's going to struggle to defend the pick and roll in comparison to a two-way slashing playmaker. That's why, you know, in videos in the past, like the last week or so, I've been talking about the whole pure play versus play lock, where why would you make anything but a play lock? I mean, literally, you know, the defense on this build that this guy has just does not compare to the two-way slashing playmaker, and it really becomes problematic. You know, the big man has to step up on the picks. Now, speaking of his bad defense, I'm just going to come out here, hop dunk him as well, and he just doesn't have the defense to do so, and that's what we're here to talk about. The struggle of being a small point guard on this game. Because really, when it comes to finishing, yes, I understand it takes very minimal skill, but when I talk about this stuff too, I want you guys to understand the struggle of an actual slasher trying to dunk on like a whole good interior defending big like this guy right here. Like if I were to just attack this rim protector, right, all game, it's gonna be a struggle. But if I were to attack, you know, the small, no interior defense dude at the 1, it's not gonna be a problem. Or if it's just a play lock attacking the small and no interior defense dude at the 1, or really anybody, it could even be AK out here hop stepping this dude consistently, and he's not gonna be able to defend him. Why? Because interior defense and block rating are so important in this game, and it just stops any RNG thing like slashing from working. Now, it does take a good amount of skill to overcompensate for that when it comes to being a real slasher, but we're not here to talk about that in this video. You can see AK is out here just like literally hitting dudes with one move, boom, open. Hitting dudes with one move, boom, open, repeat, repeat, repeat. And it's just a beautiful thing. Then, you know, he plays too high, gets the fade off right there, misses that, but he makes up for it with a nice little passing lane. And that is very hard to do on his build, I'm not gonna lie. It's very rare that you can do such thing. And then boom, the big man steps up. It's rinse and repeat, like recycle, exact same thing over and over again. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the way that I love to play 2K. I love being the inside big man rather than to be like the slasher variant. And now, don't be wrong, I have my fun coming out here ISOing and stuff like that too, even though people won't call it that because of how overpowered slashing really is this year. But I do have my fun doing that stuff, but this is what I really love to do, just play the inside big. You know, what I really miss is when it was meta to have 2 lineups like what we have right here, where we would be going against people who have an outside point guard as well, and then they have an inside big man on their team at the 2, or a rim sharp, whatever it may be. I miss playing good hedge defense, bro. But what that's translated into now that the game is so ISO based and so pick and pop based is that I really just, you know, take pride in my switch defense. So I'm talking being able to be versatile and guard perimeter defense as far as that goes. So guard outside PGs, guard two-way slash plays, switch onto the ball handler, or even come out here and just do it on purpose and send my other teammate like AK to the corner. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk real quick as far as what you could do other than run AK at the 1 at that 6'1" with no defense. My boy Kitchen, he has a 3-point playmaker with lock takeover, as in it's a playmaking and sharpshooting pie chart at 6'5". A lot of my subs, you guys have seen it on the channel, and that build is a beautiful thing to run on the 2v2 court. I'm talking, it's everything that you would want in the pick and roll, just a little bit slower, but it has great defensive attributes. It has 10 defensive badges, and it gets the lock takeover. You don't really have to pick the lock takeover. It's not a necessity, but it is a really nice addition. Now, with all that said, you do sacrifice the speed and the 3-point shooting a little bit. He has max wingspan to do so as well, so it becomes a little bit tough in that aspect, but it really allows you to play good defense and be actually a viable option on this 2v2 court stuff. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the vid. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this video to 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. That's all for the vid. If you made it to the very end, put LA in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through. And that, hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.